Hello, I'm EG and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video I'm going to be showing you my idea for the best yarns to make the pride flag colors if you want to make anything for pride. And of course there are other options out there, but in this video I focused on Premier. This video is not sponsored by Premier. I bought this myself. And even though I might gush about this yarn because this is a really nice yarn, I'm not sponsored by them at all. And so like that's what this is a giant box. Practically pulls my arm out of the socket when I lift it. But so I ordered a whole bunch of yarn from Premier because I wanted to make as many pride things as I could to have on my website in the future. But there are a lot of pride flags in our community. And like I've said before, there are probably more pride flags in our community than there are like flags for the countries in the world. There's just so many of them, and so it would be very hard for me to figure out like what yarns would be best for like every single one of them. So in this video, what I thought I would do, because I had to buy like a massive amount of yarn because there's such a big selection of colors and stuff, and it's kind of hard to tell like which one would be best. So I bought a couple different shades of like the specific colors, and so if I had to try to make every single one of the pride flags that are out there, like I can barely keep track of like which ones are which and which colors go in this sequence and stuff, and there's just new ones all the time. It would be difficult for me to do, and I'd have to buy like every single color on Premier's website or wherever I would get it from. And so what I thought I would do is just focus on the ones that Joann did when they made their Big Twist Living line and the pride colors. I thought that would be a good place to start, and then maybe in the future when I don't have to buy so many colors at once, then I can try to make the other ones. And also I wanted to make it more simplified for myself and focus on the ones that like all these pride flags are just the striped ones, and I know that like there's a progress flag that has like the chevron, and then I know that there's other ones like the one with the circle and one with like a fist on it and one with sorry, there's traffic going by, and one with a feather on it, and like all those that are like more unique. I just thought I would focus on ones that are really simplified and that are just the striped basic stripes and stuff, just to make it easier for myself, because I'm going to be making a lot of pride stuff. And so I thought I would do that and just focus in on the ones that Joann already did with their colorways. And so I went to Premier. Let me move this big box out of the way because it's just in the way. But I went to Premier because I looked everywhere to see which ones had the best selection, to try to figure out like where I could get all the best colors. And I wanted to focus on one place to get it, because I didn't want to do a video and say, oh, you can do this pride flag, just get one skein of this color from Red Heart, and then this one from Hirschner's, and then these two from Michael's, and like I wanted it to be like you can get all the colors for all the pride flags that I'm going to be featuring in this video from one place. And it was also an excuse to order from Premier. This is the first time I've ever really ordered from Premier. Of course, I've used Premier yarn. I've used the little Just Premier or the Just yarn skeins from Dollar Tree. And I do have a skein of Premier Puzzle over there, but I haven't used it yet. But otherwise, I don't know if I've used Premier yarn. But I wanted to order from that. This is sort of like you can skip through, and I'll probably have at the end like the full list of like which colorways I think go back. It's really subjective too. Like there might be like a shade of orange that I use or a shade of pink that I use that you don't think matches your idea of what those flags look like. And I tried to look at every single version of it on the computer and tried to like match the colors and stuff to find what I think are the ones that match the best based on their selection. But there could be ones that you would, well, that orange isn't like orange enough, or that pink isn't light enough, or like whatever. So this is just subjective. This is just my opinion. But I wanted to remember what I was saying so I don't lose my train of thought. God, but let me just try to this is very indicative, like all my other videos. I'm scatterbrained and all over the place. So if you're gonna watch my videos, just get used to it. This isn't anything new. But I wanted to order from Premier specifically. Or no wait. Okay. I already said that, but then I went off on a tangent, and I need to figure out where I was in the tangent. But I looked on like Michael's, and I looked on like Red Heart's website, because I was trying to like find the best selection. as much as there's a rebellious streak in me that like almost wants to intentionally use Hobby Lobby yarn for Pride stuff. I know that like, you know, younger people wouldn't like that because it's like, you know, you're supporting them. But there's a rebellious streak in me that, you know, almost wants to do it like intentionally. I just think that's more powerful, like, you know, to create from, instead of like just a simple boycott, to like, you know, create something. And I just think it would send a better message. But you know, I knew that like some people would have an issue with the whole Hobby Lobby thing because of their you know, history with the gay community and stuff. So I thought I would go to Premier, and like I almost wanted to go to Michael's, but they just didn't have a very specific, because like in the pan flag there's a specific blue. It's called cyan, and it's more of like this aqua kind of turquoise color, and Michael's didn't really have one that matched up with like the pictures that I was looking at, the ones of the Pride flags. And so I thought, you know, as much as I wanted to support Michael's, I just thought maybe I can look somewhere else. And then I looked on Premier, because there's a very specific yarn that I wanted to buy for Premier for months, but I didn't want to like spend, I didn't want to just like buy 2 or 3 skeins and have to, you know, pay for shipping. I'm like, you know, that cheap. I want to, if I'm gonna like buy a bunch of yarn, or buy a yarn from somebody online, I want to, you know, get enough and not have to pay for shipping. So there's a specific yarn that I've always wanted from Premier, and so I thought this is an excuse to like look on Premier and see if they have any solid colors, and they actually did have like almost too big of a selection of solid colors. And if you look at their pictures, they're almost like, there's some of them that the pictures look almost identical. And so I thought, if I'm going to do this, I really need to buy almost every kind of shade of like some of the specific colors. Some of them only have like, you know, 2 different colors or 2 different shades, but there are some like the oranges and the pinks and even like the blues, where it just sort of feels like that there's like, you know, too many selections and they're so close to each other. I went ahead and bought like, you know, a bunch of yarn, and with the intention of like returning the ones that I didn't need, because Premier has this. I even contacted him before I did this, because like the intention was I was gonna get all these skeins and like pick out the best ones, and then just return the ones that I didn't need, and because they have a really good return policy if you're not happy with skeins and stuff. And I even contacted them, and they said, yeah, that's you know, a perfectly reasonable reason to get a return for the or get a refund for the yarn. You can like put in a return for the ones that you don't want. But I thought, once it came, this yarn is so nice, and I swear that this is not sponsored by Premier. This yarn is so nice. There was only like 1 skein in this whole box that was like even a little bit scratchy, but it wasn't like I have Red Heart that's way more scratchier than that, and it's like barely scratchy. It is so nice, like significant thick yarn. It's so nice, such nice yarn. But why they don't have these in the stores, I have no idea. Like Walmart carries the Premier puzzle, like they have some kind of deal with Premier. Why don't they carry their solids? This is so nice. Okay, quick edit. Just to show you how substantial this yarn is, I wanted to compare it with one of my other yarns on my shelf. And so this is, of course, the Premier green. And this one right here is the Walmart brand, the mainstays. And if you compare, like, it looks like this has way more yarn in it than this one does. I mean, if you compare the two, it just looks like this skein is a lot bigger. And yet, this skein has 397 yards, and then this skein from Premier has 359 yards. So it actually has less yardage than this skein, and yet look how much bigger this one looks. That's to show you how much more substantial this yarn is, and it's just such a good yarn. But I just wanted to edit that in because I just couldn't believe how different the yarn is. I mean, it really is nice to work with, and it really is a substantial yarn. But I just wanted to quickly edit that in. But the reason why I also wanted to buy from Premier, I needed an excuse to buy from Premier, is because they have this gorgeous colorway I've been looking at. I got 2 of these. I regret buying 2 because I wish I would have bought more. It's this Premier Basix mosaic. It's called Prism. It has like all these primary colors in it. This is the most gorgeous like I don't have many twisted looking yarns, but God, I love this color. I saw somebody on YouTube or a couple people use this, and ever since I've been like looking at this thinking, God, I wish Premier would have like some big sale, or there was like, you know, some big reason to buy from Premier. And I've just been like, I had it in my shopping cart, you know, several times on Premier. I love this. It's just, I'm so glad I got this. I can't wait to figure out something to make with this. It's sort of like a yarn haul too. But I got 2 of those, and then they do have more than this. But I just got the 2 other colors because I was buying all these solids. So I got these 2 other colors because they were pretty too. This one is called Bouquet, and it has like pinks and purples and stuff. It's one of the mosaics, and then this one is like a blue and a purple color, and it's called C. And like SEA, and these are just like gorgeous variegated colors. So I did buy those too, and this was the perfect reason to you know, have the excuse to buy these. Not that I needed an excuse, because I could very easily have bought those. But anyway, so what I did was I bought all these colors, and the ones on top. Let me just show this. This is one I bought, but it came and it's like a sort of a lighter yellow color, and I'm not going to use it. But these skeins are just so, they're like, you know, they're squishy, but they're like really thick and significant. The yarn, it didn't split at all. I did a little test piece with my EG stitch here. It was like working with butter. It was so, not just because of the color. This color is called lemon, I think. But it was like I loved working with this last night, and that box was sitting over there for so long, and I was getting that video done where I was showing everything that I did in my first year, and so I didn't want to, you know, dive into this yet, and so because I was so focused on that big long video, and so it was like sitting over there. I was like so anxious to use the yarn because it's just so nice when it came, and it like every single skein. And so last night, because full disclosure, I actually this is sort of like take 2. I filmed part of this video yesterday, but it was like so all over the place, like more all over the place than like than I usually am, like to the point where even I thought this is too all over the place. And so I thought what I could do. There were some funny moments in that video. It wasn't a total disaster. I might put a couple clips at the end of this video if you make it that long. If you haven't like skipped ahead past all of this to the chart or whatever I'll put on the screen or whatever that lists all the names of the colorways to use. But you know, I'm a long-winded person. I can't just say here are all the skeins of yarn and here's the flags and you know, happy crafting. Like I can't. I'm never gonna make videos like that. I can tell a whole story, like 5 minutes about one skein of yarn. So that's just me. And so you can skip ahead if you want. You know, thanks for the click anyway. Or there's no point even saying it. They're gone. But so last night what I did was to have a better focus this morning is I was gonna do it on camera where I like matched them up and everything, but like I don't even think I would have enough room on this chip or the SD card on this camera to, you know, for me rambling on and trying to match up the colors and stuff. So what I did was I took the time last night to do that, and so I'll show you those. And so I did get more than I needed, like the skeins of yarn. So let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. These 12 are ones that I'm not going to use for the pride flags. They're just like sort of extras. And oh, did I even finish that story? My mom, I told my mom that I was like, I bought all this yarn and stuff, and I said what I'm going to do is I'm going to return the ones that I don't need. And then she said, well, don't return them. And I said, well, these are ones that I'm not going to need. And she said, well, yeah, now you may not need them now, but well, what about in the future? And then, you know, I know how you are, and you don't want to spend money on shipping and stuff, and so if you need like one of these colors in the future for something, then you're gonna like wait and drag your feet until you have enough to order all at once, so you don't have to pay shipping. So you might as well just keep these. And she didn't have to twist my arm very hard because these are such nice yarns. And yeah, the colors aren't the ones that I need for this very specific project in this video, but these are such nice yarns. So it's not that difficult a choice to like keep a hold of these, or keep these, like keep a hold of. I know because they were only $3.99. I did have a coupon. I think it was like 15% off, so it was less than that. So they're worth way more than like I would. These yarns are so nice that I would probably think, oh, $5 would be good enough, a good price for these. That you know, I wouldn't pay you that. I would wait for a coupon. But no, I'm just saying that like they're cheap considering how nice these yarns are. And so like okay, like these two pinks, or let's say I bought like a bunch of the pinks and a bunch of the oranges, and the blues I had to get a couple shades of, and the green I got 2 shades of, the red I got 2 shades of, and like the orange I think was the most most shades I got shades. I mean the most I got shades of, or the one I got the most shades of. God, and so like these two, this is ballet, and then this is taffy. Like I didn't need these two, and but I will use it for something in the future. This is coral, and there's a light orange in the lesbian pride flag that I still don't think I got like the perfect shade of that. But like I was even looking at the Joann's Big Twist Living lesbian skein, whatever. Like even their orange doesn't really match the orange that you can see in the flag I use, because like okay, even all these flags, there are like some of them that have multiple versions. Like the lesbian one, there's like a 5-color version and there's a 7-color version. So I thought I'd focus on the 5-color version. So maybe that orange matches one of the colors in the 7, or like I don't know. But it's so hard to like keep track of these. And then they're like multiple versions of it. So the orange, like the second color in the maybe I can like put on the screen as I'm talking, like the images I'm talking about. I'm gonna watch it. Got 15 minutes already. There's the lesbian pride flag that I see. It's like a dark orange and then a light orange and then white and then sort of a pinkish color and then a dark pink. And it's that second orange that's kind of like it's not just like an orange. It's like sort of a light colored orange, almost in. It leans a little towards a tannish orange, and so like when I got this coral it's not the right kind of orange. It's kind of almost too warm or something. It's just it didn't really match, and but I'm glad that I got the skeins, because you know, I needed to see them in person, because it was really, they have a neat little option on their website where you can like take colors and compare them, but they're still using the pictures that they have on their website, so it's kind of hard to distinguish between them. And like the gray, I got like the light gray, and then this is dark gray, because I know that in the ace flag there's a gray, but this was just a little bit too dark. So again, you can skip through all this rambling or whatever if you want to just get to the freaking color. And like this one is like the oranges, because like they're almost indistinguishable. They're just like, they're so close to each other. And this isn't, there's one in here that it is the one I picked. But so this one is called just orange, and then this one is called pumpkin. And so I didn't use those either. And then the green, this is holly, and that's not one I used either. And then this is just a regular blue, and like for the traditional flag, I wanted like more vibrant colors, because I thought this blue was just a little on the dull side. Not dull, but you know, it's just compared to the other one I used. And this one's sky. The sky blue. Like there's one. I feel like this video is all over the place already. Let me just like focus on these. And then this is a lemon, like I said. But the other yellow is called Sunny that I used, that I'm going to use, and it's brighter than that. This one, I'm glad I got this, even though it's not even, it's way too like bright and to use with the price. Bright blue, like this is almost teal. It is like a gorgeous blue. I wish I would have gotten more of this too. And then the red, the basic red, it just sort of feels more, it leans towards more of like the brownish sort of red than the cherry red, which leans a little bit more towards like the almost purplish red, but it's brighter than this red is. So I'm probably going to use the cherry red. So anyway, let me just go flag by flag and tell you like which colors I think are the best ones. And again, this is just my opinion. This is subjective, and you may do this same kind of thing, spend all this money, get all these colors, and you think, oh well, this orange is better, you know, pumpkin is better than the other one, or like whatever. But this is just to give you an idea, to like a place to start. So that, because I didn't, I tried to look around to see if there was anything out there like this, and they're just, because I wanted to know like which colors would be best to use for the pride stuff, and I couldn't really find anything. Not that there's any, not that there's not anything like this out there. If there is, you know, comment down below and say, oh, I have this on a blog that, like, I don't know. I couldn't find anything, so I thought I can do this. And an excuse to buy yarn. But anyway, hold on, 19 minutes. Okay. See, it may not seem like it, but I actually prepared for this, you know, like a week or two ago, where I like printed out the different flags, and I wrote down like what color they are, and I tried to like look up what color people describe them as, and not just like I didn't just look at the pictures. I looked at like what some of the ones where there's specific hues or shades or whatever, and then people say like, oh well, this blue is cyan, or this, you know, pink is like magenta or whatever. And so I tried to look that up to help in my quest to find all the Pride colors. So I you know, I did my research. It may not seem like it because I'm all over the place, but that's just, you know, who I am as a person. It's not because I didn't prepare. This is me prepared. Can you imagine if I didn't prepare? So anyway, so this is the I'll start with the traditional one, and so this is the red I thought I would use, and of course this is a crappy camera. So like you may even look at this video and think, oh, that's not even like a very good blue. It's because my camera's so crappy. Like I've said in some of my other videos, I'd rather, you know, spend money on yarn than, you know, like some upgrade to my camera or whatever. But if you like the purples are kind of hard to or that looks good on my camera, but sometimes the purples they don't show up very well on my camera either. But anyway, so this is the red I'm going to use. This is a cherry red, and if you compare see, they almost look indistinguishable through this camera. This one almost looks, or this one almost looks orange. But they're obviously different shades in person. This is more like sort of a brownish kind of red. It's red, of course. But then when you compare it to this one just looks a little bit better. Although it does have like I'm not saying it looks purple. I'm just saying it's more like in the color spectrum of red. You know, there's like the red that sort of leans a little bit more towards purplish. The purple side, and then there's one that leans more towards like the brownish side, but they're still perfectly good reds, and you know, this is a nice red. I'm going to use this for something, but I just feel like this one is a lot brighter than this one, and so because there's when I use the yellow, it's like a bright yellow, and so if I just didn't think that the more neutral looking red would look well with this you know, really neon looking yellow practically, and like the orange too, and so I thought this red would look nicer. I may get into it and then think, oh, this red doesn't look very good, but I feel like this is the best one. So this cherry red for the red, and then for the orange I picked goldfish. Of course there are other oranges and stuff that they had, but I just thought this was like a really nice, just perfect orange color for this. Like the orange just seems too dark. Like this is orange. Like on camera it looks better, but in person, like this one should be called sweet potato. There's one that's called sweet potato, and like this isn't like a really good orange. This feels like a little, it looks exactly like the color of a sweet potato. But that's the basic orange. This is like the orange that I would think to use, and so this is called goldfish. And then the yellow that I picked was sunny, and this is a gorgeous yellow, and so that it's, you know, really nice and bright and stuff compared to this this one. It feels like lemon, like that. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby that I got. It was in one of my haul videos where it's like a light orange, or a light yellow. It's like that lemon sort of color, and so there's that one, and then the green I picked was a spring green, and this is like the perfect kind of green, because like if you compare it to this, like this by itself is good, but then when you really like compare these two, this one almost leans a little towards like a almost bluish green. It's just not a very like bright colored green. It's like this would be like these are perfect for like Christmas, like Christmas kind of things, and so it just wasn't a good green for the Pride flag. I thought this green would work better. And then the blue, this is royal blue, and they had the lighter blue, or I mean this is just blue, but I just thought that this, like compared to this one, I just thought this looks way better than this one does. This one feels like a sort of a lighter blue, even though this is just basic blue. So I'm going to use royal blue, and I suggest you use that too. But you know, like I said, you can find other ones. If there's anybody out there that like wants to use other brands and stuff, I would love to see videos, or like, you know, if you have it on a blog somewhere or something, and you think, or maybe there's is there some company out there that has like this kind of thing where you can buy. I wish you could just buy it in bundles and stuff. You know, like buy the traditional Pride color, and then they would have like, you know, the 6 colors like all together. Is there anybody out there that does that? And the purple I used is a dark purple, and it's not as dark as you would think. I thought this was going to end up looking like almost black. It's so dark or something. It's like just a very nice neutral sort of purple. The other purple that I'm going to use for another flag, this is the one that was like just slightly scratchy, but like not even that scratchy. Just like almost slightly. I have some red heart that's just way worse than this. And so, like, see, this one, this is a nice purple, but it's sort of a lighter purple, almost like a light creamier sort of purple. I'm a writer, but I can barely come up with descriptions of like colors. But I just thought this color, this purple, would look better with the traditional Pride flag. This one, there's a purple in the non-binary Pride flag that like I've seen people use the darker purple, like this purple, but every other picture on the internet looks like it has a lighter purple in it, so I thought that would go better with that. But for the traditional one, what I'm talking about right now, I'm going to use this dark purple. So those are the 6 colors for the traditional flag. And like I said, I'll put it in the description, and I'll put it in like a screen, or like on the screen, like here or at the end, or like whatever, so you can you know come back to that and everything. So these are like it's not in order because, you know, it's all messed up, but, you know, those are the colors I got for that. And I'm gonna reuse some of these for like some of the other flags, and so I'll put them back in the box. And so that's the traditional Pride flag. Okay, quick edit. So my final choices for the traditional Pride flag are the ones that I think I said in the video. The one I'm just editing this in. I filmed that video yesterday, and since then I made the swatches and stuff, and made my final choices. So I put them in between all the clips where I was talking about where I was making my choices, and then at the end I'll do a big recap too if you need that too. Or if you just skip past this part. So anyway, the traditional Pride flag is the red is called cherry red, and the orange is called goldfish, and the yellow is called sunny, and the green is called spring green, and the blue is called royal blue, and then the purple is called dark purple. And this is the swatch. And at the end of this video, I'll show this little swatch in better light, because especially the purples. I've found that the purples look better under different light too. And so it may not look very. You may not notice all the colors in this crappy camera, but I'll try to put at the very end of this this whole video a shot of like what it looks like under, because like in my kitchen I have just white light, and I can open a curtain and there's like natural light, and you can really see the colors. Hopefully it'll pick up on this camera in better light, but I'll show all those at the end. But these are the ones that this is just a little swatch. I made little swatches of all the flags in my EG stitch, but so this is the traditional Pride flag, and those are my final colors with that one. So anyway, back to the video. And then the trans Pride flag, like the light blue and the pink are ones that where the shades, I just felt like they're so similar. It was kind of hard to pick, or the blue especially. And like I didn't need to get white and black and gray and stuff. I have some of those in my. I don't have many solids in my yarn. I mean, I have solids, but I just don't have like every single color. And so I know I have black and I know I have white and gray, but I thought I wanted to buy these colors so that I can. I also like to, like when I make something, I like to use the same brand if I can, because they're like I'm glad, because this is like really nice significant yarn, and there's a couple grays that I have that are just like would be crappy compared to this, and so I'm glad I didn't use those. But I wanted to use the same brand, and I wanted it to be like, you know, if you just want to buy these Pride colors or whatever, then you can buy like let's say you don't even have white or black or gray or something. So I wanted to show that, like, you know, they have these colors too, and buy like everything from Premier. And again, they're not sponsoring me, but I'm just I know it seems like they are. And so like the pink, of course, the trans flag is light blue and pink. It's like pastel colors. I hate pastel colors, but you know, I wouldn't. Some of these colors I would never buy unless I was doing this, because I'm just not a fan of like pastel colors. But it's sort of like a pastel blue and a pastel pink, and then white, and then pink and blue. The same pink and blue. And so like I thought like ballet would be good for the pink, but then when I got it, it seemed like too light of a color, so that's why I'm not going to use the ballet. And so what I'm going to use is just regular pink, and it's like a little bit, it leans more towards like you know, pink, but it's not like a really, it's not like Barbie pink or anything. It seems like this just isn't as pink as I want it to be, and this one might be just a little bit more pink than it should be. But there's like, you know, these two options and stuff. So I feel like this would be better than this one, because this is almost like too light of a pink. And so I'm going to use this one, and then the blue. There are two blues in here. Okay, I think it's these two. They are so close. It's crazy. The lighter blue. See, this one, it just feels like it has a little bit of darkness to it, like just a slight dark compared to this one. And this one is called Carolina Sky, but the one I'm going to use is called light blue. I mean, they were so, like, look at their website. The pictures are almost, you'd almost think they use the same picture. They're so close to each other. And but so when I got them in person, I'm glad I saw them in person, because like this light blue is going to be the best one. I just feel like this is slightly darker, and the colors on the trans pride flag are like sort of those pastel colors that, you know, that are brighter, and so this just seemed a little bit too dark, so that's why I'm not using that one. So the colors for the trans one I picked are light blue, and then just a regular pink, and then the white, and then of course, you know, the same pink and light blue. So those are the colors for that. And then I think I'll put them back in the box. Okay, quick edit. I just wanted to give my final choices for the trans pride flag. Now, I did do a swatch with the light blue, and then I did that pink, but I wasn't really happy with it, because I feel like this pink, especially in person, is just like too bright. I mean, it really is. And the more I looked at the flag on the internet, it just looked, the pink looked more like a deeper sort of pink. It just didn't look as like really bright pink like this. But you know, if you like it, if you like the trans pride flag with like a bright pink, then I would suggest the pink. But what I decided to do, because it had like a more of a deeper tone of pink, the more I looked at the flag on the internet, I chose. Of course, my final choices are light blue for the blue, and then for the pink, and then of course white's just white. But then the pink, I chose this taffy. I sort of discarded this at the beginning because I thought, you know, I wouldn't use this. But the more I looked at the trans pride flag on the internet, I just felt like this pink is more like the pink in the flag, the pictures of the flag that I've seen. Of course, I've seen people use like the kind of pink like this, but most of the flags are sort of like this kind of pink. And so I you know, pulled this taffy out of the stack that I just thought I'm just gonna I don't know what I'm gonna use it for. Yeah, and then but I just thought this would be a better pink, and so I tried this one, and I think it worked out better in my opinion. But you know, of course, these are just like general guidelines and stuff, and I just want to give you like options and stuff, and then of course you can always make substitutions if you don't like these specific kind of hues, or if you want like a more vibrant blue or whatever. And so this is what the little swatch looks like that I made. I did them in my EG stitch or whatever. And so I think it turned out, and I'm going to show at the very end of this whole video what these look like in more natural light, and hopefully you'll get to see the colors the way I see them. I just feel like this pink is a little bit more close to the trans pride flag than this one. I just feel like the pink is just so bright, and so not that there's anything wrong with this, it just looks a little bit more like baby pink as opposed to like the trans pride flag pink tone. So that's why I use that one. So that's what I would recommend. Of course, like I said, you can make any kind of substitutions you want. This is just a general idea. So light blue, taffy, and then the white, and then of course the taffy again in the blue. So that's my those are my choices for the trans pride flag. So back to the video. And then the ace pride flag. The ace pride flag is black, and gray, white, and purple. And so, you know, basic, this one wasn't as difficult to make the color. So, you know, a basic black, and then the gray was the one I was concerned about, because I didn't know which shade of gray. So I'm going to use this lighter gray. I think it's just called light gray. Yeah, light gray. And then this is just gray. Now I've seen people say that it's dark gray, and I've seen people say that it's light gray. But like most of the pictures, it seemed like it leans more towards a lighter gray than this really dark gray. So that's why I'm not going to use the dark gray. And you know, if you would prefer a dark gray, of course you can get a darker gray. But I just feel like all the pictures of the flag online, and all the ones like on Wikipedia and wherever else, they just look like a lighter gray, more towards this kind of gray than the darker one. So I'm going to use that one. So this is just black, and then a light gray, and then the white, of course, and then the purple. It just seemed like that basic kind of purple. It seemed more like in line with the purple in the traditional pride flag than it did the purple that I see in the non-binary pride flag. So I'm just going to use the dark purple for that. So I think that would make a good color palette for the ACE pride flag. Okay, quick edit. These are my final choices for the ACE pride flag. And so the black is just, you know, standard black. And then the gray, I chose the light gray. And then the white, of course, just white. And then the purple is the dark purple. And so this is what the little swatch I made looks like. And like I said before, I'm going to show these later on in the video, in the very end of this video, under a more natural light, so that you can hopefully see the colors a little better. It does look really good. The proportions are a little off, because I made all these in my EG stitch, and I made like the same number of stitches across, but some of the flags like this, these are just little swatches, but the proportions are a little off, because some of the ones have like 4 rows, or this is like 8 because I doubled up, where some of them have like more than the 4 stripes. But so the colors are right, and so I think it turned out really nice, and these are my choices. And of course, like I said, you can make any kind of substitutions that you want. This is just like, this whole video is just like a starting off point. I just wanted to give people options and stuff to so that they have some idea of where to start. And so hopefully these are the colors that you're happy with. I'm happy with these colors too. So anyway, I just wanted to quickly edit that in. And so now the bisexual one. So the bi pride flag. There's 3 stripes on the bi pride flag. The big one at the top is like a sort of a magenta color. I've heard people say it's magenta. And then the skinny one in the middle is like a light purple. And then the big one at the bottom is a dark purple, a dark blue, like a royal blue. And so it was the magenta that was hard for me to figure out which one to get. And so the ones I used, just double check. I want to make sure I got the right colors. Yeah. Okay, so I thought the magenta, the closest one to magenta on Premier is this one right here. It's called Raspberry, and so I thought that would be good for that the magenta color at the top of the bi pride flag. And then the purple, it leans more towards like a lighter purple than like the traditional pride flag too. It just maybe just like the optical illusion between the magenta and the blue, but that purple, it just doesn't seem like that vibrant purple in the traditional pride flag or the ACE flag. It just seems more like this, neutral, lighter purple. So I'm going to use that. So the middle strip will be violet, and then the blue, I'm just going to use the royal blue that I'm going to use in the traditional flag. So those are the ones I'm going to use for the bi stuff, and I think those are the best colors for that. Okay, quick edit. These are my final choices for the bisexual pride flag. And so for the darker pink, like the sort of magenta color at the top, I chose Raspberry. So that's the one I used for the top color. And because the magenta in that is a little darker than the magenta in the pan pride flag, so I used Raspberry for this one, and I used a different shade for the pan pride flag. And then for the small, for the short stripe of purple in the Buy Pride flag, I use that violet. And like I said, unless I say it later in this video, I don't know how I'm going to edit this all together. This purple is... they have a purple on, Premier has a purple on their website that I just glossed over because I was looking at all these colors and I was focusing on all the other ones. I completely glossed over one that is just called purple. Because if you look on their website, there's just like all these dots, and there's just, it was hard for me to keep track of like which colors to get, because I did buy a bunch. And so I bought this violet, but they do have a purple that might be a little bit closer to the purple than what this is, but I'm just going to use what I have, and these are just general guidelines, just a way to inspire you to you know, make Pride stuff, and you know, try to find the right colors, you know, as close as you can get. Of course, none of these are going to be exactly perfect, and even if you buy Pride stuff out there, not every single one of them is going to have the exact same shade of the color. So this is just like a general guideline. And so the purple I chose was the violet. And for the middle stripe, and then for the bottom, I just chose royal blue. So those are the colors, and this is a little swatch that I made up. And like I said a million times at this point, as I'm filming this, later on in the video, I'm going to put footage of these Pride flags under more natural light. So hopefully the colors you'll be able to see the colors a little bit better than what you see right now in this crappy camera. But those are the final colors that I chose, and I hope that these are good enough, but anyway, so back to the video. And the lesbian. So the lesbian has 5 colors. It has like a dark orange, and then a light orange, and then in the middle there's a white, and then there's a pink, and then there's a dark pink. And so like just hard to like find all of these shades in like just a regular store or whatever. And so that's when I'm making something like this, that's why I wanted to order online and make sure I got all the shades. And so the dark orange I picked is this one here. It's called sweet potato. This one is like that orange looks like sweet potato. Like it's like sort of a brownish. I swear the colors just aren't showing up exactly right on this camera, but just trust me. The orange just looks more like sweet potato than this, and this looks more like a regular orange, but this one's called sweet potato. So I thought that would be like a good dark orange. That will match the best. And it's the light orange that I'm just not 100% happy with, but like if I use like a regular orange, I just don't know if that's gonna, I feel like this is gonna be like that goldfish. I just feel like that's gonna be a little too bright of an orange, because it leans more towards like a tannish orange on the picture online. So I might use this peach color, and which it's just not, it's not exactly right, but and neither is the other orange. I may go back and forth with this. In fact, let me write that down. I may. So I haven't really decided yet, but I know that either one of these would be better than that coral, because the coral just doesn't seem to match right. Goldfish maybe, I don't know, but the coral is just, I don't know. I just feel like the coral is a little bit too bright, but I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, like, see, another reason why I wanted to get it in person, because you know the color can kind of change, you know, depending on the light source too. See, now that I'm looking at it under this light, which is different than the one I looked at it last night, like this one might actually be better. I don't know. God. I don't know, but so like that's like the one color I'm like really iffy about, like that light orange, because I even looked on their website last night to see like do they have a better orange. And then I was sort of happy with that one that I picked, like that peach, but then I looked when I got up, I looked at their the one from Big Twist, this one right here, and they don't have like a light orange, they just use like a regular orange. So now I'm thinking, you know, should I use this regular orange? Should I use this like coral color that, you know, seems to be a little bit better now under this light, or should I use this peach? But it seems like it's too light. I don't know. Maybe I should put out a poll. No, I'm just kidding. So I don't know. That's the one I'm, you know, unsure about completely. And then of course the white, and then the pink. I thought I would use the like orchid, and that is I think this color. This one is the Yeah, I thought that this would be like a good like lighter pink, because the pink for the the pink for the trans is like way too pink to match that. But I thought that the orchid would be better for that sort of lighter pink. And then the dark pink, I thought I could just use that because it's almost purple. Like even in the big twist skein, it's like purple. And so I thought that would be like, it matches more like the dark pink. But this is the one that I'm just like not 100% sure about. So I don't know. I could go back and forth. Like I feel like, see, if I do that, it just doesn't. I don't know if that would be better. If like that would be a better dark pink, and that would be like the lighter pink. I don't know. Maybe I need to like make a couple swatches of this. Now that I'm like making this video, I can make a couple swatches and different versions of it, and see like which one would be best. But I don't know. I just feel like this pink was like too bright and stuff for because it's like a pink, but it's sort of like a more of a neutral sort of pink, not like a sort of a brighter pink in the lesbian flag. So like the lesbian one is the one I'm just like a little not 100% sure about, but you know, you can't get it exact. I mean, as many shades of colors as they had, you just can't really get it exact. And but let me put this. I'll put this coral in here too, you know, just in case I need that, because I'm not really sure. And then so that's like the lesbian one, but you know, like I said, I'm just not 100% sure about it. So anyway, if you have, is it 19 minutes already? Hang on. But if you have some better suggestions and all that, then tell me. But by the time I post this, I'm probably going to have some little swatches or whatever, and I may put it like at the very end, like the one I finally decided on. So as I'm filming this, I'm not really sure of like a couple of them. But for, you know, by the time I edit this all together, I'll have an idea of like which one I would prefer, even though I'm not a lesbian. But you know what I'm saying. But I will have ones that I feel like are the best ones that match the pictures that I see on the internet. So anyway, but you know, like I said, it's all subjective. You could, you know, have a different opinion. So if you do, then you just make it with some of the other colors and change it. Okay, quick edit. These are my final choices for the lesbian pride flag, and of course I went back and forth even in the video that I shot yesterday. That, you know, I'm interrupting, and I even made a swatch with like some of the colors, and I just, this is the original swatch that I made. This is in my EG stitch, but I use like that regular goldfish. I like that orange, that goldfish here. It is better than the other oranges that I have. So I feel like even though it's a little bit more orange than it's probably on the flag, it's a little bit it's the closest one that I bought. And so there's that orange, and then this one right here is that color taffy, and I wasn't happy with that that taffy for the light pink. So what I find that my final decisions are, my final choices are, and like I said, you can make substitutions for this, because even I went back and forth in the video. So for that dark orange, I used sweet potato. And then for the lighter orange, which is a little bit more vibrant than it probably should be, but it's the closest I think we're going to get, is goldfish. And then, of course, white. And then for the light pink, I used orchid, which like I was wondering if this would be like better for the dark purple. But the more I looked at the flag on the internet, especially, that dark it looks more like a really deep dark pink and more than a purple, and so I thought this looked more accurate to the light pink, that orchid. So I used the orchid for the light pink, and then for the dark pink at the very bottom, I used raspberry. And so that's what I used for so this is a swatch that I made, and I feel like this is as accurate as possible. Like even the colors in the Big Twist Living skein, like I feel like they pretty much match the Big Twist Living too. So they kind of did that same thing with the orange, and although their dark pink is more purple in this, but I feel like this is pretty accurate to the flag. It's as accurate as I could probably figure out with the yarns that I bought and the choices that we have with Premier. But I hope that these are good for you, but like I said, you can make substitutions if you want. And then later on in this video, in the very end, I'm going to show this in a more natural light. Hopefully it's going to come out better on camera so you can see how accurate the colors are. But so those are my final choices for the lesbian pride flag. So anyway, back to the video. And the non-binary pride. I thought the basic yellow, like that sunny yellow, would be good for the yellow in that. And then white, because it's you know, yellow, white, purple, and black. And so yellow and white. And then the purple, it just feels like a lighter purple, lighter than that dark purple would be. And so I just feel like that violet would look, it looks more like the purple in the non-binary pride flag. So that's why I picked the violet for that. So like, you know, yellow, white, and violet, and then of course the black as the last one. So those are the ones I picked for the non-binary pride flag. Okay, quick edit. These are my final choices for the non-binary pride flag. So the yellow is just the color sunny, and then the white is of course just white, and then the purple is, I did choose that violet, and under certain light this violet almost looks like a grayish like lavender. I think that's the best way to describe this kind of purple, but under certain light it does kind of like look a little bit faded compared, but like I feel like the non-binary pride flag that I've seen online, and then like that purple streak through the bi pride flag, I feel like those are more leaning more towards lavender than like the vibrant darker purple in like the ace flag and the traditional pride flag. So I feel like this matches better, although I looked on Premier's website because I thought that these can't be the only two purples, and I did miss one. They have such a big selection. There's like all these dots like everywhere. They do have one that's just called purple, and maybe that might have been a little bit better than this violet. I don't know. I just used what I got, and if I could have gone back, I would have probably bought the purple. Just I don't know what it looks like in person. It might not be the right purple, but it might be a little bit better than this violet. Not that there's anything really wrong with this, it just feels a little bit faded under certain light. So if I had more time to make this video, I want to get this out by Pride, or the start of Pride. But if I had more time, I might have like bought that purple just to test that one out too. But like even getting it expedited, it would have gotten here like June 4th or something. As I'm filming this, it's like at the end of May, and so it would have taken too long to get here. So I'm not 100% happy with this purple, but I think it's pretty close. If I don't have like the regular purple, I don't know what that looks like in person. Maybe in the future I'll get that. But so like under certain light, the purple really does come out. And later on in this video, I'm going to show what all these. I made little swatches of all the flags. You're probably, if I don't know where this is in the video, I'm editing this in, so I may have repeated myself like 18 times at this point. But later on in the video, I'm going to show all the little swatches that I made under a more natural light. So hopefully you'll get to see how purple this is, because sometimes it just doesn't look as purple depending on the light source. Like if there's a room in my house where I just do like a little side lamp or whatever, and the purple just does kind of look almost like a grayish lavender more than a purple, but then you put it under natural light, you can see the purple perfectly. So I chose violet for the non-binary pride flag, because the purple in most of the pictures that I've seen is more of like a lighter purple than like the one in the traditional flag. But so that's the violet, and then of course black. And so this is a little swatch that I made up. And of course, like I've already said, I don't know where this is in the video, but this isn't the right proportions. I just made little swatches of all the colors in my EG stitch or whatever, and made those stripes. But so that's what it looks like, and I feel like it's pretty. I know that these aren't going to be 100% perfect, but hopefully you'll appreciate the effort that I put in and everything, and you can make substitutions whenever you want to, so or wherever you need, or wherever you would like, whatever. And so that's what my final choices are for the non-binary pride flag. So anyway, back to the video. And then the pan flag is the one that made me want to go to Premier in the first place, because they have this color and it's called aqua, and this feels more like closer to cyan than any other color that I've seen online from like the big places where they have the yarn that you can buy. So that's why this is the whole reason I bought yarn from Premier, is this this aqua color. This feels very like the perfect kind of cyan blue color, as close as you can possibly get. I mean, the other ones are just like they're just blue, or they're light blue, or what it just feels like, or like, you know, more teal, or this just feels like the best we're gonna get for cyan, I think, unless there's, you know, some other one out there. If there is, like, if there are other ones that you suggest, like, you know, put it in the comments and tell me. But I'm just trying to do it from Premier's yarn. So but the pan flag is like that magenta color, and then sort of like a goldish yellow, and then this cyan blue. And so the magenta is that I'm going to use that. Oh no, I'm going to use the, where is it? I think it's this one. The fuchsia. I'm going to use this color because I feel like this is better for, because like the magenta in the Pride flag feels like a darker sort of pink, and that's why I'm going to use the raspberry. I felt like that the raspberry matches the pink, the dark pink on the Pride better than this this fuchsia does. This fuchsia doesn't feel like magenta, and so because they don't have like magenta, so like the raspberry just matches the Pride flag, but this one right here, the fuchsia, matches that magenta color in the pan flag really well. Kind of looks like orange or red or something on the, but you know, just look it up on their website. But trust me, the fuchsia is like that pink, and then the yellow I'm going to use, I think it's called Dijon mustard, and it's like a sort of a goldish yellow, and it matches that yellow in the pan flag. And then the blue, of course, is going to be the aqua. So I feel like these colors are like the perfect colors for the pan flag. Okay, quick edit. Now these are my final choices for the pan Pride flag, and the same ones I already said. But I've since made swatches and stuff. But I'm perfectly happy with these. And so this one is the pink, the sort of magenta color. I picked fuchsia, and then the golden yellow in the middle is the Dijon mustard, and then the bluish like cyan color is aqua. And so those are my final choices because I made up a little swatch, and I think this is as close to the pan Pride flag as we're going to get. And like I said, these are just like general guidelines and stuff. And so if you want to substitute with different colors or use different brands, that's fine. I wanted to give people a jumping off point, and you know, give them like somewhere to start if they want to make Pride stuff. And of course you can, you know, find other brands or whatever if you want, or ones that are a little bit closer. And so but these are the ones that I picked, and I think it turned out really nice. And like I said earlier in this video, I'm going to put at the very end like shots of all of these flags in more natural light, and hopefully that the colors will come out looking more accurate. I don't know how this is going to look on this crappy camera, but these are my final choices. And so anyway, back to the video. And so I think that's all of them. So what I'm going to do is I hope that, you know, I gave you good suggestions or whatever, and like I said, if there's any that you would suggest other colors and stuff, then please do tell me. But these are the ones that I have on hand, and you know, have more than I need. But I'm going to make a lot of Pride stuff. There's going to be like a follow-up video to this where I take all these yarns and then I make the things that I want to do. And so I may not get all this done by Pride, but you know, I feel like I don't want to just sell Pride stuff during Pride. I want, you know, there's to be stuff, because like if I see it out in the store, I buy it, even if it's, you know, October, you know, January or whatever. If I see something, I'll buy it. We don't have to just celebrate Pride in June. And so I may not get, you know, my Pride stuff done by, you know, and quick enough to sell during Pride, or I may get some of it done or whatever. But I'm always going to have like Pride stuff to buy if you want it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a bunch of stuff. Like I have a list of things that I want to make in the Pride colors and stuff to start out with. And I'm going to try to do like one of each in each one of the flags, and then make another set so that if you want to buy like everything together as a bundle, then you can buy all of that. So I'm gonna, you know, make all that, and then I'll have in the follow-up video what it all looks like. I'll show like what I have when I'm done, and and hopefully it'll turn out really nice with all these really nice colors, and they'll match the flags and everything. And like I said, I'm sorry if I missed one of the flags or whatever, but there are so many, it's hard to keep track. And I just tried to focus on the ones that were easy for me to do, that are striped and stuff, and just focus on, because I obviously had to buy a whole lot of yarn to do this. I wanted to focus on the ones that I could do, and the ones that were already sort of done and aren't going to be available because Joann is closing, and those colorways are going to go away, unless Hirschner's is saving that brand too, but I don't know if they are. We still don't know which ones Hirschner's are going to sell, or Hirschner's is going to sell, whatever. The writer in me is the English right when I just said that? Is it is or are? But so I don't know if they're going to save the Big Twist Living, like the Pride colors, or not. I don't know if that the mill that they are connected to, or is the one that made those Pride colors or not. So I wanted to give people an option, and to use Premier yarn or whatever to make your Pride stuff this year, or like whatever in the future. And so I just feel like this is the best option that we have to make the Pride stuff. And so I'm gonna make all kinds of stuff, and then that'll be in a follow-up video and all that. And I'll talk to maybe there's a couple Pride related videos. If all this stuff bothers you, then I don't know why you're like watching me. I don't know why you're surprised that I'm doing like stuff about Pride or whatever. I mean, have you seen my thumbnails and stuff? And but I'm a ridiculous person, obviously part of the community. Not this community, but the traditional one. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm part of the community, so you shouldn't be shocked by that at this point. So there are going to be not everything's going to be gay and Pride and all this kind of stuff, but some of it will be, and that's just part of who I am and what my videos are going to be. But anyway, so I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you inspiration to find the right colors to make your Pride stuff or whatever. And if there if there are any that you want me to try in the future, just say I'm part of the, because give me like a list of all the Pride flags. I tried to find them. There are all these different websites, all these different graphics and stuff of all these Pride flags, and I can't keep track of all of them. There's just so many to keep track of. So just tell me down below and say, I'm part of the, can you do this flag or what? So I have a list to like do like a follow-up video in the future when I'm done with all these flags and colors and stuff, and then I'll have like a list of other ones that I can try to do. I know that there was one that has like a lighter green, and I was thinking, can I use these colors that that came to like make some of the other ones? But then I looked more into it, and I just don't have a lot of the shades that you would need to make some of the other Pride flags. So this is just what I'm starting out with, and I'm sorry if I didn't include you this time, but I will in the future. I'm going to try to do all of them and stuff, and get into the more, figure out how to do the ones that are more unique and have like more elements to them than just stripes and stuff. So anyway, thank you for watching this video, and if you make something Pride related or whatever, just tell me what you made in the comments or whatever, and tell me what you think about these, and you make suggestions of the colors and all that, and then I'll put a thing at the end of here, and I'll like have it on the screen if I didn't do it already, and then I'll have like a list of all the colors that I suggested or whatever, and I'll probably by the time I edit this together, I'll make like the lesbian one, and I'll figure out like the colors that I feel like what would go the best together, even if they don't like exactly match the flag, but this is like the best that I can do. And so anyway, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna put a couple funny moments from yesterday's disaster of a video at the end here, just because there were some funny moments in it, and so I'll put that at the end here. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, this is just a final recap here at the end. I'm going to move my table into more natural light so you can see the colors, and hopefully better in the more natural light. And I'll go through each one of the colors and stuff. And I wanted to make this video to hopefully inspire you to make Pride stuff, and to give you like some kind of starting off point. I know that all these colors aren't going to be exactly right, or there might be some that you may not even like the color, and you might want to substitute it with another one, but I just wanted to put this out there to give people an idea, like a jumping off point. And hopefully, even though these aren't perfect by any means, hopefully you'll appreciate the effort and stuff I put into it, and it'll be like a jumping off point. So so we at least have something out there, like some idea of like where to get the colors and how to make the pride stuff, and but anyway, and so and of course in the future I'll try to make all the other ones too, but I just wanted to focus on these in this one video. So anyway, I'm gonna cut to showing my little swatches in a more natural light, and I'll go through the colors again. Okay, this is the traditional pride flag in a more natural light. And so, like I said, the red is, I'll go through these. The red is cherry red. The orange is goldfish. The yellow is sunny. The green is spring green. The blue is royal blue. And the purple is dark purple. Okay, this is the pride flag in a more natural light, so you can see that. And the colors I chose are raspberry, violet, and royal blue. Okay, here's what the non-binary pride looks like in natural light. And the colors I chose were sunny, just white, and then for the purple, violet, and then black. Okay, this is the pan pride flag swatch in natural light. And so the colors I picked are fuchsia, Dijon mustard, and aqua. Okay, this is the Ace Pride flag swatch in natural light. And the colors I chose are black and light gray, white, and then dark purple. Okay, this is what the lesbian pride flag swatch looks like in natural light. And the colors I chose are sweet potato, goldfish, white, orchid, and then raspberry. Okay, this is what the trans pride flag swatch looks like in natural light. And the blue I used is light blue, and then taffy for the pink, and then white. And then of course taffy and light blue at the bottom. So this is the end result. Traditional, bi, pan, ace, trans, lesbian, and non-binary. Happy Pride! It was tempting to buy all this stuff from the colors from Hobby Lobby. I don't even think they have all the colors, but there's like a rebellious streak in me that almost wants to buy their stuff and turn it into Pride stuff. But I know that it would like piss people off. But like the more militant people and like the younger people. I guess I'm from a generation that is a little more rebellious, and like I mean, I get the whole like boycott thing, but like I almost want to. There's a part of me that like wants to be more creative about any kind of protest thing that I might do, and it seems like a better idea to like, even if it supports like Hobby Lobby or whatever, to like take their yarn and turn it into Pride stuff. I don't know. That's just like part of me. I also have like a passion for stand-up comedy. It's kind of like that. I feel like it's more of like the stand-up comedian in me, where where that rebellious streak comes from. Because like if you tell me not to joke about something, like I instantly think of 20 jokes about that same subject that are way more offensive than they would have been if I would have thought about it to make a joke about it otherwise. So maybe that's where it stems from. So I did buy those as a little extra thing, as if I needed more in this giant order. This is how big the box is. I mean, it's enough to like pull your arm out of the socket just lifting this up. It's like you just bought some stuff at like Michael's, and then they send you an email and say, hey, we know you just spent $80, but hey, you want another coupon? Like there's a lot of like tempting and enabling or whatever in the yarn addict community, but I dropped this box. There's like a couple pieces of hair on it. That was a nightmare. It was like right before I did the video. I like knocked the box and they all like rolled all over the place. It was frustrating. So that's I don't mean to like exclude anybody. It's just there's so many flags, and I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy every single shade of every single color from that. It wouldn't cost that much, but you know what I'm saying. Oh my god. My arm's going to be sore from lifting that box and then, getting this workout, just like putting them back in the box. We have more pride flags in our community than like there are flags in the world, flags for countries in the world. It's just like, there's so many, and it's hard to keep track of like which one's which and which colors go in this sequence with the which ones, and I don't know. Our community is like over the top and ridiculous in the best of ways, and I mean that as a nice thing. Like our acronym is, it probably has at this point more letters than the actual alphabet at this point. We're gonna have to start like adding like Greek letters and Chinese characters or something if it gets any bigger. Like I'm from the LGBTQIA plus 1 2 3 Alpha Omega Chinese Serenity symbol community. Like it's a little, I mean, I don't mean like it's over the top and ridiculous in like a negative way, of course. That's just like me being sarcastic or whatever. But come on, like I was just in Michael's the other day, and they finally got their pride stuff in, and like, okay, they had a pride flag with armholes in it that you wore like a cape, like, you know what I'm saying. It's like, it's ridiculous. So don't get offended or whatever if I say that. I mean that in the best of ways. Like they had a fanny pack with like rainbows and stuff all over it. You know what I'm saying? Like a fanny pack is gay enough. Do we really need the rainbows on it? and like a cowboy hat. Like what's that for? Like Brokeback Mountain cosplay or whatever. It had like all the rainbow colors, and it was like all sequin encrusted and stuff. I don't know. Like, hey partner, you like mumbling guys who smell shirts? Like whatever. I love Brokeback Mountain, but you know what I'm saying. It's just, I affectionately say that we are the most like over the top ridiculous people on the face of the earth, and in the very best of ways.